with her friends Ash and Paul for the evening. I think I'll be staying with some friends for tonight, but maybe I'll take a little holiday if I have to. I'm so sorry, said Roland again. If there's anything I can do— No, it's fine. She smiled at her neighbour and lifted her phone up. Look, I'm already on the case. Oh, hi, Ash. Hello, Cordy. How's things? Ash asked, sounding delighted to hear from her. Ash and Paul lived in Pimlico and were always happy to have her bunk down the odd night if she was near the West End. Darling Ash, it could be better, so I have a small favour to ask you. Anything you want. Are you back with Toby, though? Because if you can get us tickets to his latest show, I shan't at all use the words bribery or corruption. Cordy pulled a face. No, Toby and I are over, as you well know. Ash and Paul had been delighted and a little starstruck when she'd been with Toby Fowler, her most recent ex, who was something of a West End star. The boys hadn't liked it at all when they'd broken up. Toby Fowler was very good at buying friendship, and Ash and Paul, gorgeous as they were suckers for free West End tickets. You need to be nice to me without that carrot dangling in front of your nose. Damn. Oh, well, it was worth a try. Ash sounded just a little disappointed, but she knew he would be fine. I need somewhere to stay, just for a night or two as my flat is flooded, just until I call Merryn and try to arrange something else. It really was worth a shot. She could almost taste the fresh air and the clotted cream, even as she chatted to Ash and sorted out the next couple of days in the stifling heat of London. Matt Harker put the last thing into his car, his easel. It lay on top of the suitcase and buried the selection of paints and teaching materials he'd stashed in there beforehand. Kit and Corin always found it amusing that he had a favourite easel. We have enough here you can borrow, Kit had told him the first time he ran the workshop at Pencradoc Art Centre. You really don't need to bring your own. Matt had grinned and shaken his head. Come on. You know yourself that you need the correct tools to work efficiently. Well, yes, but still. Let's agree to disagree. I'm doing you a favour after all. Yeah, and I do appreciate it. Matt and Kit had been to art college together, and since Kit and his brother Corin had inherited Pencradoc and converted it into an art centre, Matt had been coming up to the old house from his home in Newlyn to teach workshops and short courses to help the brothers out. He was happy to do so. Pencradoc was a beautiful place, and he always felt a strong sense of belonging there, almost as if he was part of the family. Matt smiled to himself as he shut the boot of the car and prepared to drive up to Pencradoc. It was perhaps a busman's holiday for him, as his real job, according to some of his uncreative friends, was an art teacher in a secondary school, and helping out with the drama classes when he couldn't get out of it. It wasn't quite the future he'd envisaged when he'd stayed up all night drinking and chatting with his fellow students, making grandiose plans for their successful galleries and businesses in the future. But it was steady work. He enjoyed it, and, most importantly, it paid the bills. And this time, he was booked at Pencradoc for a couple of weeks in the summer holidays to teach regular short courses and workshops, which meant he'd be staying over in one of the little guest apartments that had been created in the old attic spaces of the house. He couldn't think of a better way to spend his time before he returned to real life, and he wanted to forget all about Layla anyway. It had been a few months since they'd split up, but he hadn't managed to get away and let go of the memories properly until now. He was looking forward to just being himself and doing what he loved, and not watching his back anymore. No, he wasn't looking for anything beyond a nice, relaxing holiday and some time spent at one of his favourite places. But please— Cordy was clutching the office phone as if her life depended on it. I'm homeless! No, you're not. Merryn's voice was mildly amused at Cordy's plight. Typical Merryn. You've had a minor flood, which will mean a soggy residence for a while, but it'll sort out. You've just told me you're bunking with Ash and Paul, who love having you. You've got that PR job with all the celebs. Why on earth do you want to come here so desperately anyway? So desperately that you want our sofa?